nice. All right, Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. Welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. I've got a special request. I've had a request to see the Anatolian Shepherds, not just laying on the couch being lazy. So I've got some raw chicken legs right here, raw chicken legs. They were frozen, thawed out now. They're all going to get a treat. Mickey Mouse and Chubbs weren't good today. They took off on me. Max and Minnie were good, but they're all going to get a bone. So we're going to do that over here so everybody can see them. Minnie Mouse, seats. Max, seats. Outside, go, outside. Max, outside, go, outside, go. Minnie Mouse, seats, seats. Good boy, Chubbs. Chubbs, outside, go, outside. Mickey Mouse, seats. No, seats. Go, boy, outside, go, go, go. Outside, outside, outside with it. Outside, outside, go. Get outside, go. They being pain in the butt. They eat that quick. Crazy dogs. That's what happens when you have massive dogs. They eat a whole chicken leg like it's a potato chip. They're like, oh, we can eat 20 more legs. Gone, just like that. Crazy dogs, crazy dogs. Give me 1 second to take these gloves off, and I'll be right back with you. Go, get in the house, relax. Let me turn this around. So, I know everybody was wondering. I had several people message me, wondering if I was okay. Go, in the house. Since I didn't do the live stream last night. But, I've been burning the candle at both ends. And I came home last night, laid down, passed out. I didn't wake up till almost 9 o'clock my time, which is Central Time. A lot of you messaged me at East Coast time, so it was too late for me to send a message because I don't message after like 8:30ish. Just because I know people have their 9-to-5 jobs, or a lot of my boomers are texting me, so I know a lot of them have a curfew of like 7:30 at night, so they get their hip replacement energy and their somewhat good looks and things like that. But this past week, been getting a bunch accomplished. However, gonna have to do with the topic of tonight, which is the disorder every homesteader has. A lot of other people have this disorder, but mainly homesteaders 100% have this. And that is coming up after I tell you what I did this week. So, I started in the shed, tiny home conversion, started working in there, got electric done. I went to Home Depot. I went ahead and put all the lights on the credit card, got some other stuff on the credit card, the stain. I got a hand sander, and then I'm like, that's a lot of wood to sand by hand. So I went back to Home Depot, and I got electric sander. I was going to get the battery one, the DeWalt, since I have all the batteries, but it's $100 and some more for the cordless versus the corded. So I'll use the inverter that I have for my truck, run an extension cord for my truck into the shed so I can do the sander, get everything sanded, so that way the stain penetrates the wood better, gets rid of any scratches or scarring from being put up and moved around on the trailer, so on and so forth. Then I went ahead and started clearing the solar area again because we got some cool days. I'm gonna be scratching. I'm gonna be itching because I've had ticks on me, and I feel like I've got ticks all over me. I already pulled some off me today. That's Arkansas. March we got ticks. February we had ticks. Basically have ticks almost year round, except like November, December, January you can get away with not seeing many ticks. So I started clearing the solar area again because it got cooler. We had a couple days of rain, got down into the 50s. So with it being wet, I don't want to be cutting stuff outside, bringing in the shed, bringing that moisture back in the shed because I don't want the mold and mildew and all that going back into the shed since I got that cleaned out. Well, after I did started on the solar area, I'm like, well, let me go over this way a little more where the house site's going to be. And then I'm like, oh, there's the garden area, the temporary garden area that I still haven't. I'll work on that next month and get everything planted next month because I got to get soil. But I'm like, well, I can clear those trees because then that will help give more light to the garden area. And then I'm like, well, I really want my driveway done. I know that's scheduled for November, December. But so now I've been working down the driveway. So I have not got back to the shed / tiny home. Got the sander, got the stain, got stuff, and I'm not doing nothing in there. So I'm hoping to do some of that this upcoming week because it's going to be several days of rain. So with rain, I can be inside sanding and doing different things inside the shed that I don't have to bring wood back and forth in and out, bringing moisture in. However, I don't know. Depends on how much rain and what I feel like. And then today I went, paid the property taxes for all the different properties. Got assessed for getting my plates for my truck in August when they're due, because in Arkansas you have to be assessed from January or February to May in order to do it. It's a weird thing here in Arkansas. No other state I had to do that, but Arkansas is a little bit different. But overall, like I said, Arkansas, one of the best places I've lived. So this upcoming week, I'm not sure what's going to happen because of all the rain. I also got some chairs from the snowball area that I had in Colorado for the ranch, for the petting zoo, that I brought out here, used for snowball stand. I got a bunch of that furniture taken over. Got some fence panels taken over. And then I got the air conditioner unit from the snowball room broken down. I'm going to be cleaning that when we get up to the 70s and 80s again. Hopefully later this week, maybe the following week. So that way I can get out with the hose and not be cold. Get the air conditioner sprayed out, cleaned, get all the grime out, the mold out, and then get that taken over to the shed. Get that put in the shed window, get all that sealed, set up, ready to go. So that way when solar gets put in, I can start using the AC immediately. And no garland, no lights anymore, no lights hanging, Christmas lights. I got all that taken down. So I've been doing different things. And that takes me to the wonderful topic of the disorder that most homesteaders have. If not, every homesteader has this disorder, and that is ADD. And if you don't believe me on the ADD, you can simply look at homesteaders that go to Tractor Supply and see baby chicks and baby turkeys, or homesteaders that go to a nursery and pick out 1,000 plants, or homesteaders that go to a fencing supply store and get staples and rolls of fence and T-posts and fencing for this and fencing for that and netting for this and netting for that, all knowing all too well that we got 1,000,000 irons in the fire, and we continue putting more irons in the fire. And then like this past week, instead of working on a shed, then I went to clearing the trees, and then I went to clearing by the house site, and then went clearing by the garden area, and then now I've been working on the driveway to do some landscaping, which is not top priority whatsoever. But when you're a homesteader, we all tend to have the ADD. Hey, look, there's a squirrel, there's an airplane, butterfly, so on and so forth. It's very, very common for homesteaders. And it's not just in the irons. You know, you're out on the homestead doing something, and hey, a baby goat, or your goat gets out, or your pig gets out, or your horse gets out, or your donkey gets out. And then you're on that task, and then you got to do something else. And then if you're not a single homesteader like me, but you got a family, then you got kids you're dealing with. You got a wife, a husband, whatever. And it's 1,000,000 different things. So if you're not in the ADA or ADD mind space, you're probably not a homesteader, because as a homesteader, we tackle 1,000,000 different tasks at the same time, 1,000,000 different irons at the same time, all the while sticking more irons in the fire and adding more tasks and more goals and more achievements and everything that we want to get done. So if you are struggling with that as a homesteader, or you look at it as I have too many irons in the fire, or I don't know what to do with my time, or I don't know how to schedule properly, or do whatever, the main part of being a homesteader is working on our own time, doing what we feel like doing at that time. And it's also nice not to do the same 9 to 5 job every day doing the same stuff. So as a homesteader, one day you can be fencing, one day you can be clearing brush, one day you can be pulling a baby. Talking about pulling a baby, my neighbor called me the other day, last week, and said, I think your goat's having a baby or something. Got up there, the goat's screaming bloody murder. So if she didn't call, I would have I would have heard the goat, but I'm glad she called just in case I wasn't at the homestead. I was hauling water. I was down at the pool area, filling the water tanks up, getting ready to come back up with water. So I guess after she ate, she went into labor, screaming bloody murder. Ended up, the baby got stuck. The head was massive and had a foot sticking out. So I had to help get the other foot out and then try to get her to keep pushing and keep slowly pulling, and then got the baby out. Baby's head was sticking out for a while, but I got all the mucus out from around its nose, got it out its mouth. So it was breathing and it kept wiggling its nose. So I knew it was good to, just take it easy and not just, emergency rip him out. But she survived. The baby boy survived. So that's another thing with homesteading. You never know what you're doing. You plan to go get water like I was doing because you had to haul water, and you're not filling the water tanks because now you're pulling a baby and dealing with that and closing the mom and the baby up in a shelter for the first day to make sure, as it's a first time mama, that the mama bonds with the baby. Pull them both out. Well, I didn't pull them out, but I pulled the table out away so they could come out the shelter. They're doing good. Cora's doing good with her 3 babies. I've had 2 more babies born in the last day or 2. Went over today to another baby. I have no idea how many babies I have. I have a lot of babies. I think I probably doubled my goat herd just on this birth cycle. And I don't even think all the goats are done. I have so many goats now. It's ridiculous. But that's that ADD. Because I got fencing to do. I've got the tiny home to do. And what am I doing? I'm working on my driveway, getting ready to do landscaping and put in flower gardens. When we all know I'm not ready for flower gardens, but I know if I have flower gardens, that gets me closer to my honeybees. And then that's going to be another iron in fire, but it's something I really want. So overall, that's just something we have as homesteaders. That's something we have as farmers, ranchers, anybody that deals with nature, really, because we're out there to enjoy the moment. We're not there to schedule our time. We're not there to do a 9 to 5. We're not there to micromanage everything. And then I'll go on to a separate topic, which I was thinking about doing for next Sunday Monday vlog. But it kind of coincides with the ADD that most homesteaders have. And that is being antisocial. We all know I'm not very social. And this goes into prepper community, survivalist community, preparers, whatever you want to call them as well. A lot of people are antisocial. A lot of homesteaders are antisocial. A lot of them don't show it though. Not like me, where, I don't go out and do things. A lot of them will go to events and homesteading conventions and homesteading classes and all that type of stuff. But a lot of homesteaders are antisocial. And the reason is, if, say, one of the dogs isn't acting like themselves, if one of my horses aren't acting like themselves, if a goat's not acting like itself, I have an idea of what's wrong with my dog, the pig, the goat, the horses. I have an idea of how to fix them. If not, I go to vet. But most of the time, I rarely have to take animals to vet. I'm able to take care of everything myself. Um, when you spend time with your animals, you see their personality, you see their character, you see what they need, what they want, special treats, or they need like baking soda, salts, minerals, sweet feed, hay, water, loving. But when it comes to people, we don't want to be around people. And you might want to say, why don't you want to be around people? Well, the way this world is going, the stupid stuff that this world is turning into, at least in my mind, I don't know about you homesteaders. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same. I've talked to a bunch of you, and a lot of you feel the same. And that is, you just can't fix stupid. Or like my favorite saying, common sense is like deodorant. The ones that need it most don't use it. And we just don't want to deal with people because you can't fix them. You can't figure out what they're thinking, doing, whether you should put them out to pasture or put them out to push up daisies or just put them in a bubble. It's confusing. And we get no joy of dealing with stupidity. So what do we rather do? We'd rather sit on our homesteads, our farms, our ranches, our gardens, enjoy nature, enjoy the animals, enjoy peace of mind, silence, the rustling of the leaves, the cool breeze, the warm summer sun. That's why we choose to do what we do. That's why we choose to have a million irons, because instead of socializing and going to bars and restaurants and parties and concerts, spending all our money, we spend our money to be in our own little paradise, our own little slice of heaven, our own little soulful retreat where we're just refreshed every day. We may have a lot of irons. A lot of you may feel overstressed. I don't have enough of this done. I haven't cut enough firewood. I didn't get the garden planted in time. I didn't plant enough food. I don't have enough pen area like me for the animals. You never know what it is that you haven't done enough of. But what you have to do is take the small victories and know that, hey, I put a fence post in today. Hey, I cut a truckload of firewood. Hey, even though I'm not supposed to be clearing the driveway until November or December as my New Year, New Goal list, I'm doing it, so it's getting done. May not be the most important, but any small victory you do or any small progress you make, whether it's an hour of your time on your homestead or a 12-hour day on your homestead, every minute, every second, every hour, every week, every day, every month, every year counts because you're moving forward. And you just got to remember that. And that's all I have for you guys tonight. So I know it's a short one, but I hope everybody's having a great week. It's beautiful weather here. It was in the 80s today yet again, hot. The grass has to be mowed here at the restaurant, not at the ranch, at the homestead, because it's a higher elevation, so everything's not popping. Down here, Harrison, Marshall, all the dogwood trees have popped all the flowers. Leaves are popping out on some trees down here at lower elevation. So the homestead is probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks behind, and we'll have the leaves popping out there. But spring is rapidly coming. And like I just got done saying, I don't have enough stuff done, but I'm going to keep grinding, keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully June, you'll see me doing live streams from the homestead because I won't be living here anymore. So with that, I hope everybody has a great week. I'll see you on the next video. Not sure if I'll have photos or anything this week. I know I still need to put some other stuff up, but I'll get to that when I get to it. So with that, remember, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. I'll see you guys on the next video.